I'm back. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. It's RFG back at it today, and I just want to fully explain why the government wants us on lockdown. The governments all across the world, on every continent, want every human to stay in their house and to have a curfew. Basically no longer than 8 p.m. Okay, and there's about two major reasons for this. One major reason is because the government they are implementing and building their 5G towers all over the world as we speak. And these 5G towers are linked to our cell phones. And what they do is they emit an artificial radio frequency in our bodies that throws our body off of the sun's frequency. Okay, the 5G radiation is to attempt to counteract the sun's radiation, and that chemical reaction it has with our bodies. That is exactly why 5G is being deployed. Okay, and they want people to stay in their homes. HARP is also in on this, because HARP is making sure to make cloudy skies over all the major countries, so we won't be able to get that natural sun energy. And when we're in our homes with the smartphones, that's when the 5G radiation is going to invade the body. Okay, so the best way to counteract this is, if you're able to find sunlight, you know what I'm saying, as long as you can, get at least 2 hours of it daily. And you also need to eat brown Bella mushrooms. They give your body the vitamin D, just like the sun does. Okay, brown Bella mushrooms. And if you have a 5G phone, I highly suggest you turn that in for something else. Okay, and there was somebody else who said that so-called black people wouldn't be affected by 5G radiation. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. If that was the case, if so-called black people weren't affected by artificial radiation, that means that black people wouldn't be able to get cancer. I'm going to repeat myself. If artificial radiation could not harm so-called black people, that means that so-called black people can't get radiation poisoning and can't get cancer. And that's false. There's a difference between natural radiation and artificial radiation. There's a difference between natural radiation, okay, which gives our bodies energy, and then artificial radiation. Okay, artificial radiation is designed to disrupt natural codes that come from the sun. All right, and there was once a time on the earth where our bodies were able to withstand 100 times the radiation that we can withstand today. Okay, but we're not living in those days anymore, folks. We're not. And like I said, if there's a 5G tower near you or near your neighborhood, I would highly advise for you to do anything you can to bring that shit down. All right. Now, besides the 5G radiation, this is what our government is hiding from us. Okay. This is why they're also spraying chemtrails over the skies, and they want us to stay in our homes. Okay, they're trying to hide this. Look, watch this very carefully. The bottom right side of the moon. The bottom right side of the moon. Okay, you see one, you see two, and then you see three. Okay, and they're gonna show a zoom. They're gonna zoom in They're gonna zoom in. This was an amateur camcorder that caught this footage no longer than a day ago. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna break this down on why I'm a firm believer that this is real footage that you're looking at. Okay? We're going to watch this again. Okay, you see the unidentified objects. Okay, there's 3 of them, and they're hovering over the moon's surface. Now, I gotta pause it when we do the close-up. Okay, there's 1. Okay, there's 2, and then 3. Okay, now what you'll notice when you look at this picture frame is the shadow of the UFO is casted in front of the UFO. Why is this important? Any object that's going to come in between the moon and the sun, okay, the light of the sun is going to cause that object to have to cast a shadow. Let me repeat myself. If any object comes in between the sun and the moon, okay, because the sun shines light on the moon. So if you are in between the moon and that sunlight, you're going to cast a shadow in front of yourself. Okay? And folks, you guys can conduct this experiment yourself. You can put a light bulb in a lamp, and then what I want you to do is put that lamp on top of a desk. Put that lamp on top of a desk. Take the top. Take the brim or the top off of that lamp. Okay, the covering over the lamp, take it off and put the lamp on top of the desk. Make sure it's around the same height as you. And then you're going to walk on the side. You're going to walk past the side of that lamp, and you're going to watch the shadow in front of you. The shadow in front of you is going to fade into the shaded area. It's going to fade into the shaded area in front of you when you're walking sideways past that lamp. Okay? So this is what's happening here. The object is moving between the sun's light and the moon. And because of it, there is a shadow that's casted in front of the UFO. And as the UFO moves forward, this shadow is going to get longer and longer until it fades into the darkness. Now watch this. You just saw it. You just saw it get longer and longer, longer and longer. This one longer and longer till it fades into the darkness. Now, folks, this proves that this is real footage. Okay, I've looked this over for the last about 2-3 hours. You guys need to conduct this experiment yourself. You see them at the bottom? They're going to zoom in. Okay, the footage is going to be zoomed in here. Okay, there's one. There's the first one. So it's the first one to cast a shadow. You see that? Okay, that's correct. This is the second one. The second one is the second to cast the shadow. And then the third one, okay, is going to be the third to cast its shadow. You see? You can look at this frame by frame. You can look at this frame by frame. And the shadows are going to become elongated as they go into the darkness. into the area of the moon that's not hit by sunlight. Okay? That is verifiable forensic. That is forensic photographic proof that the Draconians that dwell on the dark side of the moon, they are fleeing. They are fleeing the moon. They are fleeing away from the moon's surface, leaving the moon's atmosphere, and they're coming into the Earth's atmosphere. Okay? And more than likely, they're going to go underground. All right? Okay, these right here, without a doubt, are real. I would definitely consider them real spacecraft. Okay, I would definitely consider these real. But now after this, I'm gonna show you what Project Bluebeam and this government on the Earth's surface, what they're planning to do about this situation. All right. Okay, so we saw it again. Now I want everyone to be aware of the fact that Donald Trump enacted something called the Space Force. All right. Trump enacted something called the Space Force. It's an Earth defense system of satellites around the Earth, but you know, little does Trump know that shit is meaningless, and the actual Draconians and the insectoids and the Anunnaki, they are hundreds of years more advanced than us technologically. Okay, so this shit right here, you know, to the Draconians, to the Greys, to the insectoids, to the Anunnaki, you know, this shit right here is like, that's like kindergarten shit. All right. So what they're doing with this whole Trump Space Force is they know they're not on the same technological level as the gods. So what they're doing, what the government is doing, is they're tracking the movement and the location of Nibiru, of the second sun, and its motion towards Earth. They're tracking it. And supposedly it's gotten so close that the Draconians on the moon are leaving the fucking moon. All right? This is what's taking place. This is why there's chemtrails. This is why there's chemtrails being sprayed at an all-time high all over the world, over the most populated areas on the Earth. This is why chemtrails are being sprayed at an all-time high. Okay? They're trying to hide the war that's taking place above Earth's atmosphere, between the Draconians, the reptilians, the Draconians, the insectoids, the Greys against the Anunnaki. Okay, this is what's taking place. All right, the Anunnaki, aka the Nagas, they're orbiting around the second star, the second sun, known as Nibiru. All right, and this is what's causing the Draconians to leave the moon, to leave the moon and to enter inner Earth. All right. For everyone who thinks that's far-fetched bullshit, please research Credo Mutua. Okay, please research the work of Credo Mutua, the Zulu elder, who has been stating for a very long time that the moon is inhabited by draconian beings and by insectoid beings. All right. Rest in peace to Credo Mutua. Credo Mutua passed away maybe a little bit over a week ago. Also, rest in peace, Dr. Layla Africa. All right. They both left the material realm not too far away from each other. All right. And right here, you see the Illuminati card, Moon Base, the Illuminati card, Miraculous Manifestation. They had to fake the moon landing because the moon was inhabited by these beings. And the first time the U.S. government landed on the moon. They were kicked off by these draconian beings, and they were told to never come back. So the individuals who made it to Earth and escaped to Earth, they told the government this, the situation, and that's when they informed NASA that they're going to have to fake the moon landing. All right, that's how it went down. Now, this is the treaty. This is the treaty that took place, and why it took place between the Draconians and the Anunnaki. There was a treaty, okay? So there was a war that broke out on the surface of Mars before life on Earth started. All right, there were humans being created on Mars. Certain gods wanted the humans to achieve godhood. Certain gods wanted to enslave the humans. You see, there was a huge conflict, huge disagreements, huge arguments that broke out on the surface of Mars. This, of course, is just a simulation. And this is what it led to. It led to weapons that were more powerful than nuclear weapons. It led to weapons that were more powerful than nuclear weapons being detonated. And this eventually destroyed the surface of Mars. This evaporated all the water on the surface of Mars, and this left Mars uninhabitable. All right. So after this situation popped off between Enki and Enlil, that's when the decision was made, all right, to leave Mars and to head to Earth. Okay. This is, if anything looks like the Anunnaki, this is what the Anunnaki look like. Extremely tall, muscular, dark-skinned humanoid-like beings. All right. Many of them have large hook heads with long dreadlocks. Okay, that's where you get the whole Predator movie and Predator theology from. All right, these beings were responsible for creating, building the pyramids, civilizing so-called humanity. All right, and the Anunnaki bred with certain humans and created beings like this, okay, called the Nephilim. All right, the Nephilim were the children of the Titans. I'm going to repeat myself. The Nephilim were the children of the Titans. Humans today are the grandchildren of the Titans. Okay? Because we are the children of these Nephilim. The so-called black people of the earth are children of the Nephilim. The Nephilim are children of the Titans. The Titans are the original Anunnaki. The original Anunnaki, the original Nagas. All right? When the original Anunnaki started breeding with other beings, that's when these Nephilim were created, and we are the children of the Nephilim. All right? Okay, very, very profound information. Yes, there are pyramids on Mars that survived the nuclear warfare. So if nuclear warfare ever popped off on the Earth, the pyramids of Giza would still be up and intact. All right. So once again, this is proof right here through Sumerian tablets that the gods had a nuclear war that popped off not only on this Earth near the Egypt, Mesopotamia area, but on Mars as well. All right. You see advanced batteries that caused people to be able to see underground in the ancient days. King Tut had a spear that was made out of meteorite. It was made out of a metal that's only found in meteorites. The only way that can happen is if King Tut was able of so-called space travel and so-called traveling the cosmos. All right, this is a airplane. This is a helicopter. This is radio and Wi-Fi waves. You see, all created before, you know, so-called Western civilization or European civilization. All right, this is what they don't want you to know. This is why they hire actors and agents to get on TV and say that it was gray aliens that created this stuff. It was reptilian humanoids that created this stuff. When in fact, all right, it was giant melanated gods that created this technology. All right? And yes, the reptilians had it too. Okay? But the individuals who told humanity what to do to achieve godhood, those were the Anunnaki and the Nephilim. And you see, the God of the Bible, he hated the Nephilim. He hated the Titans. Zeus and Kronos hated the Titans. Zeus and Kronos hated the Nephilim. Zeus and Kronos hated the children of the Nephilim. You see, which are the so-called black people of the earth. And this is why the flood was used to wipe out the Nephilim over the earth. And it was who's doing? The so-called God of the Bible. Okay? Who is Kronos and his son Zeus, aka Set and Amun. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the agreement after the nukes were dropped over Samaria and Egypt, tens of thousands of years ago, the Anunnaki and the Draconians came together and made a treaty, all right? And this treaty was to make sure that nuclear weapons would never be used on the Earth's surface ever again. I'm going to repeat myself. After the occurrence took place where the Anunnaki had nuclear war with the Draconians near Sumeria and near Egypt, they came to an agreement, all right? The Draconians and the Anunnaki came to an agreement that they would make sure that no human or no intelligent being would ever use nuclear weapons over the surface of the earth ever again, because they made an agreement that they would never cause Earth to suffer the same fate as Mars. They never wanted Earth to suffer the same fate as Mars. All right? And this is why the Anunnaki and other so-called extraterrestrial beings have actually deactivated many of the Earth's nuclear weapons. That's right, folks. See, when they talk about that whole nuclear warfare shit, that's bullshit, because a lot of the nuclear weapons have already been deactivated by the Anunnaki, the Elohim, okay, and other benevolent extraterrestrial beings, okay, because they don't want Earth to suffer the same fate that Mars had. All right, that is part of the Galactic Treaty between Anunnaki and Draconians. I believe the Draconians, the Greys, the Insectoids, they broke this treaty, and this is why we're seeing shit like this over the moon. Okay, I'm also going to show you what else is going down over the skies of Michigan. I'm going to show you what's going down over the skies of Michigan. Watch this.
We're at the Grange Hall exit on 75, and this is over the sky right now. What the hell is this? They were flickering lights, and there's a bunch of people pulled over on 75. What the fuck? They're changing colors?
Now that looks more like Project Bluebeam to me, because in all honesty, if the Anunnaki when the Anunnaki reach the surface of the earth, I believe they're going to go to the main structures and the main thresholds that have the major source of power on the earth, okay, they're going to go after the main institutions that are wreaking havoc on this earth, and they are going to annihilate them with weapons that are going to be unidentifiable. I'm going to repeat myself. If the real Anunnaki came to this earth, they wouldn't be doing fucking light shows and you know what I'm saying? For fucking entertainment purposes for the humans. They're going to be getting to work, and they're going to be locating the Vatican. They're going to be locating the British Crown. They're going to be locating the White House, the Pentagon. They're going to be locating the rulers of China, and they are going to be hitting them with weapons that are unidentifiable, okay? That cause your body to completely disintegrate into air. This is another reason why the elites are going to go underground. This is another reason why the elites have made underground cities under the earth's surface.
Yeah, but what is it? See this right?
See, this Project Bluebeam right here more than likely is going to be used as a tactic to basically give the illusion of an alien invasion. So it would give the government a reason to unite all the countries into one global country as all part of the New World Order. Because if they stage an alien invasion, that's how the government will portray it, and the media. You see. But the black budget government can also get inside of reptilian, draconian spacecraft, and they can also destroy cities themselves. They can also get into draconian spacecrafts and start hitting these buildings with lasers, with DEWs, and that would be the perfect way for them to fake and stage a so-called alien invasion. All right? And like I said, if those crafts are not destroying the Vatican, not destroying the White House, not destroying the elites of China, not destroying the Pentagon and all the institutions that are enslaving humans and are parasiting off of the Earth's energy, if the UFOs aren't destroying those particular institutions, those UFOs are piloted by draconian beings. Okay? Because according to their New World Order, they want to rule over the surface. Okay? They want to still have rulership over certain areas of the surface of the earth. Okay? Because they're planning to destroy a large portion of the surface of the earth. So their whole ideology is, shit, if we can't have it, no one can. If we can't live on the surface of the earth, no one can. That's the ideology that they're taking up. Okay? And the Anunnaki are saying, screw that. So that's why we're seeing instances. Okay, that's why we're seeing shit like this. You see what I'm saying? These objects over the moon. All right. Now, there's also other videos that people have been posting in the past week, and these so-called UFO lights are being seen all over the world, all over the country. Okay, so the same thing that happened during 2012 with those interdimensional gates that are open, the same ones are opening again. The same interdimensional gates that were open during 2012, they're opening again. All right. So the government's counteracting with these lights right here. Looks like Project Bluebeam. This ties into what Ronald Reagan was saying as far as an alien invasion to create a new world order. Okay, so what I'm telling you is, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived, folks. Don't be deceived. If the evil corporate institutions that are causing this world to be a hell, if those institutions are not attacked by these beings, by these objects, that means that these objects are being controlled and manipulated by the government. Okay? If these objects are not going into inner earth, that means that, all right, these are Project Bluebeam light orbs. Okay, plain and simple. When the Anunnaki come back, it's going to be hell to pay. And the government knows that. That's why they have their underground military bases. Okay? This is, see, they want to induce fear. They want to induce fear to keep us in our homes, to keep us away from each other. Because if we come together by the thousands, we accumulate what's called Ka energy. We accumulate what's called Ka energy when the masses come together by the thousands, all harnessing the same thought process, all harnessing the same intentions, the same energy. That's Ka energy. See, they've been harvesting our Ka energy in those bullshit Coliseum football stadiums. Those bullshit Coliseum football stadiums, they've been harnessing the Ka energy. It's time for us to come together and utilize the Ka energy against the goddamn parasites. All right? Back in 2019, London had thousands of people ready for a revolution. In 2019, they had thousands ready for a revolution in France. Okay? France and London. The Zulu defeated the British. The Zulu defeated the British when the British had so-called advanced technology. The Zulu defeated the British when the British had so-called advanced technology. And the Zulu did this because the Zulu outnumbered the British, and the Zulu manifested the energy of the Ka. Toussaint Louverture was faced with the task of defeating the British, the French, and the Spanish armies out of Haiti. And Toussaint Louverture was left no choice but to utilize the energy of the Ka to pull off the greatest revolution of all time. Okay? Okay? Toussaint Louverture was a Pluto and Scorpio generation. Toussaint Louverture was a Pluto and Scorpio generation being. The Pluto and Scorpio generational beings were born again in between 1983 and 1995. So guess what? God damn it. In between 2022 and 2024, it's going to happen again. The Pluto and Scorpio generation is going to be part of the greatest revolution in human history. Okay? That's what's getting ready to go down. Okay? Now, the Anunnaki did their part because they deactivated the Earth's nuclear weapons. This is what the government doesn't want us to know. So the Anunnaki did their part. Okay? This is going to be our part. This is our part. Okay? Physical overthrow. Ka energy. Yes, sir. Merkaba activation. Cosmic life force. Okay? Okay? Tapping into nature, tapping into the cosmic current. So we can ascend into fifth dimensional consciousness. Alright? So that's basically all I had to say on this topic. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Also, YouTube sent me an email stating that my original YouTube account has been officially demonetized. So that means any day, you know what I'm saying? Any day, they can pull the plug on my main account any day now. Okay, they sent me that email earlier today that my main RFG Chosen One account has been officially demonetized. So you already know, if they demonetize a channel at any moment's notice, they can pull the plug. So I highly advise everyone to start going back to my older videos on my main channel and start downloading them to your laptop. All right. So with that being said, that's all I had to say on this topic. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and the Atlantean movement. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.